The gems are an alien spacefaring race that were each made for one very specific role.
We're gems? We're a spacefaring race designed to conquer other worlds. Our physical forms adjust automatically to the gravity of any planetoid.
Amethysts were made to be soldiers on the front lines as well as working double duty as guards.
You're a Quartz soldier, just like me. But you're not like me, are you?
Be kind with your words, please.
You're small.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Pearls were made to be status symbols and personal servants for higher class gems on Homeworld, as well as some of the creepiest gems around in the universe.
What will the diamonds say when they hear that a ruby defeated Rose Quartz?
But wait! There's more!
They're gonna give me my own pearl!
What do you mean by that?
Sapphires were made to help the diamonds make better decisions by revealing the details of the future to them with, varying results.
Immediately after my form is destroyed, the rebels will be captured. The rebellion ends here.
And honestly, for thousands of years, this arrangement seemed to have worked pretty well for the Gem Empire, if you ignore the massive amounts of discrimination, slavery, and death, that is.
How dare you fuse with a member of my court?
Forgive me,
You will be broken for this!
God damn, girl.
But seriously, I think that I uncovered a concerning string of evidence that proves that Steven quote-unquote liberating the gems from the original programming by establishing error-free was in all likelihood the worst thing that he could have possibly ever done.
Everyone here is kind of a weird history. I just thought they should be able to choose how they feel about it and choose their own future.
Sounds good. Doesn't work.
Okay, so real quick, the show made sure to establish fairly early on that gems were made whenever one of these kindergarten injectors would administer a certain amount of fluid into a planet.
They grew other gems here?
Amethyst, he's not ready!
Now, while the fluid that was being used inside of these injectors would remain a mystery throughout the majority of the show,
Everything else is stacked in your favor. Great location, great holes, even spacing, consistent depth. A real kindergartner gets it right.
I believe that the Crewniverse would still find a way to use the little amount of time that they had left to write in a couple of context clues during the show's final arc that was meant to help us solve the truth behind the process of gem production and its much, much deeper implications. Think back to everything that we were shown on Homeworld during the 5th season.
This is so weird. Was this some sort of spa day or something?
During the season 5 episode titled Familiar, the show would make it a point to show us that Blue and Yellow Diamond would choose to spend a large chunk of their day sweating it up in saunas and relaxing in private pools.
Pink.
Hi, Yellow.
Which seems extremely weird and counterproductive at first glance, right?
I've got to check on the latest citrine production report.
I mean, this is the episode that would go out of its way to establish that all of the diamonds were incredibly busy and practically didn't have any time to be messing around.
And 80% spend up to 5 hours straight in back-to-back meetings, taking up huge chunks of their day. Okay, well then it sounds like AKA they don't have time to go swimming in the middle of the day. They're in back-to-back meetings.
Yet, 2 of them were messing around, or were they? We know for a fact that Steven and Rose Quartz were not only both capable of healing gems, but they were also even capable of bringing dead organic beings back to life by simply using their bodily fluids.
So you were...
Well, I think that it should be safe for us to come to the conclusion that all 3 of the other diamonds would also be capable of performing these feats. We've already seen our girl Yellow use healing powers to some degree during Steven Universe Future, and all 4 of the diamonds' essence is needed to be able to reverse corruption as much as possible, so it would make perfect sense that if Yellow attempted to bring a dead organic being back to life with a bodily fluid or essence alone, they'd come back but with a yellow coating of paint instead of pink.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
Going off on this line of logic, I believe that Yellow and Blue were actually collecting more of their bodily fluids or diamond essence during these 2 scenes in Familiar, and they were more than willing to take the time out of their busy schedules to do this because the essence of the diamonds must have been the main ingredient that was used in gem production. This would actually explain why gems made during Era 2 weren't as powerful or possibly even emotionally mature as Era 1 gems.
My lack of skill is an objective fact. I'm an Era 2 Peridot. I'm new.
Because with a complete lack of Pink's diamond essence on Homeworld, which was supposed to make up at least 25% of a gem's very being, then how could they be?
My apologies, my diamond, but your next appointment...
Of course.
Moving along, this would ultimately mean that even though gems were made to fulfill their own very specific roles, they were essentially all brought into the world using various mixtures that were taken from the exact same source. This seemingly obscure detail kind of confirms that the gems as an alien species were all directly related to the diamonds and the weird way that their powers worked. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that every power that was held by the gems could have been pulled off by the diamonds, because if that were the case, then every sapphire in existence would be out of a job. But this information gives us an actual answer as to why the gems weren't capable of using some of their most useful abilities at certain points during the show.
What's this one's future?
It was broken, but you healed it back at the car wash.
You lied to me! Now I can't do it anymore!
And this is because the diamonds, and by extension every single one of their gems, are emotionally based beings. Pink Diamond was able to perfectly assume her new identity as Rose Quartz without being noticed by unlocking a brand new set of powers and skills that were entirely unique to her alter ego.
Destructive powers? Pink didn't have destructive powers. She was a healer.
Similarly to how all three of the other diamonds would also manage to unlock powers that function in the complete opposite manner of their regular ones. I mean, think about it. The diamonds were literally capable of pulling all of this stuff off by simply feeling differently about the way that they were living their lives. So what does that mean for all of the other gems that just recently decided to change their lives after the establishment of Error Free by our boy Steven?
Yeah, I get it.
I feel like I finally figured out what I'm supposed to do.
We've been shown time and time again that pretty much all of the gem's powers have always been linked to their emotions. So it's possible that one of the quote-unquote darkest secrets of a fallen gem empire could very well be the development of brand new powers by a couple of disgruntled gems during Error Free. And by disgruntled gems, I'm of course referring to none other than the gems who were still opposed to the crystal gems by the end of Steven Universe Future, or who were at least still on the fence about their cause. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine a lapis lazuli that unlocked the power to manipulate the earth and fire as well as water, or a sapphire that gained the power to accurately predict the past as well as the future. I think that we should all be able to agree that Steven did the best that he could for the gems with the introduction of Error Free, but we should also know that everything comes at a price and every action has a reaction.
He's out of line, but he's right.
There's no way that Bluebird Azurite is the only gem in the entire universe that doesn't support the idea of Steven being Pink Diamond. And I'm thinking that those gems with a similar mindset, just like all four other diamonds, are going to be unlocking all kinds of dangerous new powers which will come in handy when they inevitably start the second gem rebellion.